Oh, we need to do our intro.
Mm-hmm. Come on in. What are we hunting tonight? Why don't you just decloak and have a seat right over there? That's right, right over there. Why? Well, because this is Predator and Prey. Which are you? I'm Chris Hansen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Predator and Prey, a HOTU podcast. I am one of your hosts, Russell, aka Rasucha, aka a fucking alien. And I am joined by two of the ferocious hunters from the HOTU Clan. First up, Justin, the OWLF. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing good, Russell. Thank you. I'm glad to be back with you both today.
Yes. And our newest member, Sparky Little Knife Malarkey. How are you, Sparky?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good. So Ray, we had a scheduling snafu. So the chopper got shot down somewhere over Costa Rica, and
more like it's kind of a temporal rift right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
So Ray will be back to join us on the next episode, but right now it's just the three of us.
That's right. We can do it if we try.
So it's been a little bit since we recorded last. We were supposed to do a second episode in October, but life found a way to fuck that up.
Yeah. Things happen.
As it does.
So Justin, how have you been? It's
good.
It's almost like I haven't talked to you since the last time we recorded. That's an absolute lie.
I'm good. I had a great Halloween. I really did have a great October. It was a great month all around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I had I was Halloween. I was a little sad. I was like, oh man, Halloween's already almost over. What the hell?
It came and went so quickly. Yeah.
But I got to do some fun stuff this month, so I can't complain too much. Sparky, how was your Halloween?
I think I'm with you a bit in the kind of sad department. I feel like every year I get so pumped for Halloween. You know, it's my favorite holiday. But it comes and goes just so quickly. And I feel like I barely get a time to enjoy it. Everyone's working a lot, don't have a lot of time for things. So I have to just enjoy what I can and look forward to next year.
And with me working in a grocery store, Halloween's not even dead and buried yet, and they've already got Christmas stuff up. So,
every year, man,
it's everywhere. Pretty soon they're going to be trotting that stuff out at the end of August. They're not even going to wait for Halloween.
Well, I'm telling you, it was like mid-October I started seeing this stuff showing up. I was like, give it a rest. Kind of love that Christmas commercialism.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. We can't even have the fucking turkey yet. We've got to have.
What happened to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I feel like they can't make as much money with the Thanksgiving as October and Christmas. So
There's a
only sell so much
Thanksgiving.
food.
There's a Thanksgiving slasher movie coming out this month, and I'm very excited
Oh,
for it.
it's true.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
Yeah. You're gonna go see that in the theater?
oh, for sure. Well,
Nice.
as soon as I saw him stick those little corn pins in that person's ear, I was like, I'm in. I'm in.
Sold.
But,
Instant classic.
yes. So we have a few segments before we get to our fresh wounds. First up, it's that hardcore news.
Oh yeah.
Streets are running red with blood. Harrigan! Harrigan! So, I don't really have anything for this segment. Do you guys have any Predator related news at all? I have something. I just remembered something. It's barely Predator related, but it's worth talking about. But if you guys have something, I'm all ears.
Sparky, do you?
I haven't
Have you
heard any rumblings. All I've heard are the usual rumors of Prey 2 being in development, but nothing substantial yet. I haven't necessarily had my ear to the ground, so to speak, but I'm sure as soon as something is announced, it'll be everywhere. So
Yeah.
just kind of keeping my eyes open.
Yeah, that was pretty much the same with me too. I heard a lot of rumors about Prey 2. In fact, I saw a poster that someone did, a mock-up poster of Yautja in the middle of World War II fighting a bunch of Nazis, and it had something like Prey 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that underneath it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's not what I want, but that's cool.
Yeah, I don't need to see that story anytime soon. We'll
I mean, I'm all for predators killing Nazis.
Definitely.
But
there's so many other stories that we could see beyond that. Yeah.
So the only bits of news I have, the first one I just remembered is Predator related. So Mezco announced they're doing a Prey feral Predator figure.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes. So Mezco, they're a little higher end. Their figures range from about $80 to $100.
Yeah, I think they did one of the Shadow.
They did. I knew that.
that I lusted
What?
after.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have exactly one Mezco figure, and it's of our boy Moon Knight.
Nice.
But I don't know if I'm going to shell out for this one. I usually don't go for the Mezcos just because of the price.
Do we have a price on this figure already?
I didn't see one, but with the size of the character, I'm going to say it's going to be pushing 100. Now, the other thing is involving our rivals, our cousins, our serpentine xenomorphs over there.
The favorite older brother.
So that apparently the new Alien movie is practically done. Ridley Scott has seen it and loved it.
I'm so excited.
Really? Oh, that is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's also an Alien TV series happening. We're getting double Aliens.
Yeah, there's an Alien movie, TV series.
Games. Get a game every year.
Games. Yeah.
Collectible mug. Socks.
Curse you, Alien!
Toyota.
Yeah. I'd drive an Alien Toyota.
Everything.
For sure.
I would too. That'd be amazing.
The gas tank is like the tongue.
The little tongue, yeah.
What a great visual. Yeah, I'm hoping it's very good. I wish nothing but success because I kind of feel like what's the saying about tides and ships? I feel like if Alien does well, it's probably it lends itself to studios being like, "Oh, how about Predator? Let's try a little
Yes.
something there." So
They probably were really confused when like the last Alien movie was panned and the last Predator movie was critically acclaimed. They're like, "What
Right.
the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Yeah.
But-
Surely a fluke.
Yeah.
I will say I'm one of the few people I think that really liked Prometheus, even though I can accept it makes no sense in the Alien timeline.
I liked a lot of that movie. Not all of it, but
And I liked the alien parts of Alien Covenant. It was everything around it that I didn't like. But
Yep.
I'm all for some more Alien. As much as we like to kid them, I too love the Alien, the Xenomorph, just not as much.
Yeah. I think that we are in our lifetimes we are going to see another Alien versus Predator film too. I think at some point, maybe not in the next.
Or an anime. An anime.
That I don't think anyone wants an anime. I've never heard anyone show any interest in that whatsoever. Terrible idea. Madness.
So, are we ready to move on to our next segment?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Do we
time
have
for the
anything
trophy
for the
room.
trophy room today?
Yes, we do.
You go first.
No, I'm going last.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I don't
Go
know if
for-
I've shown this to you before or not. Maybe in
Oh, the shirt. Oh.
Yeah, I got the shirt. Ooh,
Oh,
check this out. Look at
I
that.
love
That's
that.
The
awesome.
explosion. It's so dramatic and
Oh
ridiculous.
my god.
I love it so much. It is so like corny and just over the top.
That's
And I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
People see it and they're like, is that AVP? Like what?
Yeah.
Where did you find that?
2004? It's actually from Cavity Colors. They did
Love
this like
them.
limited
Oh.
Yeah.
run, where it's like a 72-hour period or whatever. So I ordered one, and I actually ordered one for a friend of mine who was like desperate to get one, but she was like waiting for a paycheck or something. So she's like, if you get it for me, I obviously will pay you back. I just need that shirt. I'll never be able to live with myself if I don't get that shirt. So I helped her out with that.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe I had a brain fart on the last episode. That's Lex on that shirt.
That's
Predator
right.
and Lex. I felt so bad. I was like, how did I forget her name?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, I don't think I'll ever let myself live down the fact that I I couldn't remember the Drew Cathy, so my brain went the people from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
What did I call them?
the Dothraki.
The Dothraki. Yeah. They sound so similar. I couldn't.
Yeah.
They're very close. Yeah.
Justin?
I only have I think I might have mentioned it on another show, but I have this little trade paperback that I found. Star Wars.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
the Bounty Hunters. This is called Crimson Reign. And this is a spotlight on a bunch of the other bounty hunter characters in the Star Wars universe, including one of my favorite characters, Zuckuss.
I started reading that series. It was an ongoing, tied in with Darth Vader and everything. But
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's been it's been selling pretty well at the shop, actually.
Nice.
But it just got canceled.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
know.
did?
I'm surprised. It was going long. It was like going pretty strong for a while there. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Things change,
It's being replaced with a solo Jango Fett series.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, well, I bet that will be good.
If they adapt the Bounty Hunter game, I'm all in.
Oh man, that was such a good game.
Make that canon again. Make that canon again.
Let's see an adaptation of that game. I would love to. I would definitely read that. I'd buy that.
That's awesome, Justin. I think you mentioned that on Gamma Charge, but
I did.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's worth a repeat.
We're in a different audience now.
That's right. It's worth a repeat. Yeah.
Was it me?
What you got something big for us, don't you?
I don't know if you could see that, but it is a recreation of.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's the Punisher cover
With Spider-Man.
of Spider-Man, but it has the Predator.
Oh
versus
my
the
god.
xenomorph.
That
Wow.
is so cool. I'm so envious.
And it says,
wow.
That's amazing.
he's different. He's deadly. He's the Predator.
Ah!
I love it.
That's amazing. Oh my
where did you
God.
get that, Russell?
I got this at the horror convention I went to, Scarefest
Oh.
in Lexington. They had a guy there doing a bunch of horror comic book mashup art pieces, and that I had to get that one.
Yeah,
That's
that's
incredible.
fantastic. I love it.
Oh my
Too
God,
bad.
that's so cool.
Too bad it's about to get overshadowed by the feral predator.
Oh, there he
The
is.
wild man himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, look at the shield.
I also
That's so
found that at
cool.
the con.
Man,
Yeah.
I love it.
Man, like I feel like I haven't yet given that feral predator the props that he's owed for like just making the predator really freaking badass and cool again, you know?
Yep.
Like
Definitely.
just so cool. I know a lot of people aren't like super thrilled with the design, but I thought like the actors did a great job. The people who hey, next to the elder, that looks so cool.
That's the size difference there.
I love
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just just such a great screen presence. Just so badass. The fight scenes were incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like beautiful creature costume work. Like, awesome. A+.
And great practical effects. There wasn't a lot of CG stuff involved, which I liked.
That figure
it,
looks so
it all looked
cool.
really real.
Yeah. Well, I got that for a nice price. You know, on the last episode, I was like, "They're out in the wild. Go find them." Well, I found one.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, you're nice. Good job.
I went to a booth earlier in the day and found one, and it was $55, and I was like, it's a little bit more than I want to spend.
Yeah, that's a little
Then I
pricey,
went
but...
right at the end of the day, found it at another booth for $40.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely within the pretty good.
Yeah, I've been holding on to that for a while. All right.
I love it.
So are we ready?
Yeah, I think we're ready to get into our
Fresh. Fresh wound.
We got there.
We got there. I hit the wrong button.
I should have said fret and then just stopped and said wound.
We'll get the timing down next time, Russell.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have our commander-in-chief back in the cockpit.
Yes. He's much better at the controls than me.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, you are doing great, but Ray is the technological master.
He is. He's the StreamYard whiz.
I have to give him all the props. So we are, of course, talking about Predator versus Wolverine #2. Yeah. Not Wolverine versus Predator #2, but Predator versus Wolverine #2. PVW, if you will.
PVW #2.
So, Justin, do you happen to have the credits for this?
I do. We have writer Benjamin Percy, artists Ken Lashley, Andrea DeVito, and Hayden Sherman. Color artists Juan Fernandez and Alex Guimarães. Letterer VC's Corey Pettit. And editor Sarah Brunstad and assistant editor Lindsay Cohick.
So no Greg Land on this one.
Oh no. What a shame.
Oh, whatever will we do without his traceable skills?
Instead, we have a feast of gorgeous artwork.
Oh my God, do we ever?
Oh man.
All right, so just initial thoughts here. We'll start with Sparky.
All right, initial thoughts. I enjoyed it, not as much as the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
The art was fantastic, though. I felt myself like I thought I would enjoy the flashback section, like the meat of the issue the most, but I ended up being, as fun as it was, I ended up being much more interested in the present day stuff.
Mm.
And I
Mhm.
felt myself kind of like, okay, let's just get to, I'm ready for that now. Like,
Mm.
I
Mhm.
know we have more flashback stuff to do, and I feel like I'm really looking forward to issue number 3 for that because it looks like the setting's going to be really cool. But I feel like I found myself more drawn to what was actually going on in the like present day fight with
Mhm.
the Yaocha and Logan as he's like reflecting on all this stuff.
In the beginning, the
Yep.
first 3 pages when he's on the
Yeah.
cliff face. Yeah, yeah.
That was my favorite part too.
Mhm.
But Justin, initial thoughts?
I agree. I liked the first issue better. I think that in a lot of ways, the story beats of this issue were very predictable in that it was essentially the first Predator movie, but with Wolverine, Sabretooth, Maverick, and these other two. And it was very obvious. I mean, we predicted in the last episode, oh yeah, those two are going to die. Like we're
Yeah.
not going to see them pass issue.
However, Sparky called it. That was a woman.
Oh
That's right.
yes.
Was
Oh
not a
my.
Dorito.
Yeah.
Was not a Dorito.
That's right.
Hourglass, not Dorito.
Exactly. Back to the idea of this just being the first movie. Like that I enjoyed for its own sake. It had a very kind of retro feel to it.
Mhm.
I did, however, how do I put this? There were certain references to the first movie that I felt didn't quite hit as well as they could have. I kind of compared, like there's a part where they bring out the Alabama tick quote where one of the
Oh,
characters is like dug in like an Alabama tick, and it's like I
yeah, yeah.
don't know if that character would actually say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I whenever there's a reference like that, I always think to myself, is it praise? If it bleeds, we can kill it, which felt really good, sounded really good, and was fitting for Tabe's character to say?
Mhm,
Or
mhm.
is it the predators, like, get to the choppers, like, running towards
Yeah.
the motorcycles lined up kind
Yeah.
of reference where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that seems a bit hammy, a bit forced. I felt like that Alabama tick quote kind of fit in the middle, a little more towards the choppers. Um, I feel like it's totally fine by me if they play on the first movie, but I don't know if it was quite as satisfying as it could have been.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I agree. Obviously, it's very much taken from that first movie, but some of the I think what set it apart was the art and some of the
Yes.
action scenes. Um, I mean, we're going to talk about it when we dive further, but there is some really cool bits of action in this,
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
the fight with Sabretooth.
mhm.
And my favorite part is right after the explosion when there's that one Yaocha coming at Logan and Maverick from behind.
Mhm.
And then there's a great full page spread of Maverick just unloading his pistol
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yaocha as it's
yeah.
coming out of cloak. I thought that whole illustration was absolutely brilliant.
Right. So there's something I wanted to specifically, it kind of shot out at me, and I wanted to ask Sparky about it because Sparky's more well versed in like the novels and the the extended universe than we are at this point.
Mhm.
Um, so the predator that gets gunned down by Maverick, he still alive when his band of predators find his body, and the kind of ritualistic,
Oh yeah, the
Mm.
yeah, this,
Yeah, I
self-inflicted
was going to ask about that too.
thing.
Yes.
It's so interesting because that I noticed that too, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I don't recall ever seeing something like that before
Mm-hmm.
in any of the stories that I've read. But again, I kind of feel like what's great about the Predator franchise is that because they're so nomadic and widespread,
Mm-hmm.
you, it gives writers so much room to be like, oh, well, that's what these predators do.
Yeah,
Right.
they have
Um,
different customs, right?
Mhm.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it really just kind of depends because I feel like sometimes you see predators who have really serious wounds, they will try to heal themselves. And
Mm.
it's kind of like, oh, you can live on to fight another day. You'll just get a prosthetic. Like, you can still hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times, maybe it just depends on how serious it is. I have no idea.
Mm.
But it seems like some of them are much more like it's better to just take yourself out.
Right.
Kind of, I think about like in Batman versus Predator, where in the end he kind of falls on his own sword, so to speak.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's just it really depends, I think, on what the writer wants to do with them, which I think is really fun.
Right.
I
I was
agree.
just I couldn't quite get a read on it if they were like, oh, you're a failure, so put yourself out, or you fought a good fight, put yourself out.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, it's
like,
really we don't get a lot of it's hard to read the body language, you know?
mhm,
Mhm.
And it's hard to because there's no a lot of that would be like movement, I think.
mhm, yeah,
And we don't really get that with like still images.
mhm,
So yeah, I can see it. I guess it kind of it could be subjective or like up to the reader's own interpretation, which often comics can be. So
Right.
right. Because sometimes we see the predators showing compassion,
Yes.
um,
yeah,
but I think that has mostly been reserved to the novels and the because you don't really see that as much in like the movies, except for maybe AVP, where uh, our main predator takes pity on Lex because
right.
she saved him, and so
Right.
they have this bond now. Is like,
Yeah,
okay,
sort of very very of the moment sort of mutual respect sort of thing.
Right.
which in itself is like a loose adaptation of the Machiko situation from
Yeah.
the original comic. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and I knew if anybody spotted it like I did, it would definitely be Sparky. But some of the other things that really stood out to me is, of course, Justin mentioned that the fight with Sabretooth.
Yeah. Oh man, he was great.
Um, so Sabretooth does the Aragorn thing where or like the when Aragorn is fighting Lurtz the Uruk-hai at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, he shoves that sword in the Uruk-hai and the Uruk-hai pulls himself closer to Aragorn with the sword still in him. Well,
Yeah.
Sabretooth does that to a predator and it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But he actually impales the predator on his own spear. while he does
Yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
we know one of those is still alive because I don't think that's going to take out Sabretooth.
Oh no. No.
I was reading through very quickly, just briefly. I was reading through some reviews of this issue, and one of the comments that really stuck out to me was, "Dang, this is a good run. The Sabretooth part was so saber-toothy."
Yes.
And it was like, yeah, you're right. You're goddamn right. It was saber-toothy. So, like, I don't know how to put it any other way. It was just very saber-toothy.
That's a great description, actually. I like that.
We've got some comments here. Justin will have to pull those up because I can't.
Oh yes, we do have some comments from Ray.
And Noel, but mostly Ray.
All right, I'm gonna play it now. This is
Oh no,
Oh.
I meant like in our feed there, Justin. In our
in our feed. Oh, in our comments.
yeah.
Oh, there it is. I didn't have that pulled up.
Oh yeah, he's saying hi.
Multiple times.
Yeah, we missed you, Ray.
He's got a comment that says, Harrigan! And they see our heat. And I
Always
guess
in our hearts, Ray.
he's very happy about the feral predator as well. We also got a comment from Noel that says, "Hey guys, hey you Sparky." Okay.
Specifically named.
Yes.
I know.
That shows the pecking order around here. Sparky and the guys.
Yes. One of my favorite shots in this whole thing is when Wolverine, he doesn't remember the Predator, but he has that disc, and he's like, "You want this, you son of a bitch!" And he like throws it, and the Predator like just dodges it, and it hits his friend behind him. And I was like, "That is the coolest thing." I think what sets this series apart from our last two Marvel series is that this Predator, because he's been chasing Wolverines for decades, seems much more competent and much more powerful than our Predators in the last two series.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
He just keeps surviving to like hunt down Wolverine another day.
And learning from his mistakes.
Yeah, he's given because of these recurring appearances, he's given more time to display any kind of personality or like history with the character, much more so than like the previous Predator series. I loved them. Like I really enjoyed them. The Predators looked so freaking cool. And they just were like dropping left and right, So it was just kind of like, it's nice to have one stick around and just kind of get cooler and cooler,
Yeah, some development.
This is like the true, like, this is the boogeyman. Like, this is Wolverine's boogeyman. He just keeps coming back. Whereas, we had our overarching Predator in the first and second Marvel series, but they didn't get a whole lot of stuff to do. Whereas this Predator, we've seen him hunt orcas. And
that's right. Absolutely.
That's true, yeah.
So, Justin, you want to talk about some of your favorite moments in this?
I love, the fact that the glimpses we see of the present day, quote unquote, where he's got the brown suit on. He's on the ropes. Like Logan is, we see in the first issue, he's got this hole blasted out of his shoulder.
Yeah,
like
that's gnarly.
In the opening of this issue, he's like trying to hide on this cliff face, but then the Yocha's drones find him and start blasting the hell out of him, and he's forced to dive into the water, which is not really his element. And then the Yocha finds him there, and which is a great ending to that sequence. I was like, seeing him stalk him through the water like that. So I really loved that whole opening sequence, and I'm with Sparky. I had a bit more interest in seeing more of that story than a little bit of extra stuff with the flashback sequence in South America.
Yeah, the flashback sequence in this issue I think is cool, but it's not nearly as interesting as Wolverine's a bear trapper.
Right. That too.
It was so fun to see. It was something new, and I think that's why, like, again, I don't want to say that I didn't enjoy the flashback sequence in this as a like fun take on that classic first Predator movie storyline. It was a lot of fun. I think it really fit with the retro feel of the time period for Wolverine and those characters. And as you guys pointed out, the action sequences in that whole fight were great. Really enjoyable, really just like meaty, a lot to sink your teeth into. But ultimately, I think just seeing Wolverine really struggle in like a desperate kind of way where it's actually dire is really satisfying. I think especially because so many people, at least at the shop, when the series was announced and we had it on the stands when it came out, and online, just a lot of people being like, "Oh, so this is going to be like a one shot, right? It's going to be like 5 panels of Wolverine just totally beating down the Predator because he's Wolverine, right?"
Right.
And so it's like it's fun to see that, like, well, I mean, not really, like it doesn't have to necessarily be so one sided.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
a lot more fun.
Right.
They've really beefed up the Predator for this because
Yeah.
he is a genuine threat to Logan, and it's awesome to see him on the ropes.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about we mentioned her earlier, our female character named Jackson. She gets kind of a lame death.
She's decapitated by that wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of anticlimactic, wasn't it? Yeah.
It kind of it didn't have the same emotional impact because I didn't really care as much for Jackson because we just weren't given enough time with her, but it kind of reminded me of the sudden, somewhat shocking death of, I can't remember her name right now, but like the female character in Mad Max, who, like the original Mad Max.
Oh.
It's like on the truck and she's like hit by someone and like
Yes.
is pulled down and like goes under one of the tires.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then she's gone and that's it. And it happens so fast and you're just like, what? Like she's dead? Like,
Like, wait a minute.
die? It kind of had that sort of feel to me of like, oh wow, I guess she's dead now. Holy shit! Like
Yeah.
She gone. She gone.
She's gone.
Yeah, it was just really kind of sudden. But again, like she was very clearly a character that was just made to die in this sequence. So like I get it.
Like our little bat rat boy in the last
Right.
one.
Yeah, with the net.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go in the net. You can't have a Predator
Gotta have the net.
story.
Did we even see what Jackson's power was? Because
No.
they all had mutant powers.
She had like goggles and a big gun.
Yeah, I can't recall. I'm sure it's implied, or there's a panel or something.
She sees our heat. Blinds the tigers. The buttered sausage, oh my.
But there was something else. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys about the alliance between Wolverine and the people he was sent to kill.
Oh, right. The general dude. Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting. I also thought it was like, okay, we have to show that Wolverine is a good guy. So he tells his boss that they died, but really he let him go. I feel like that was just a throwaway thing, though.
Yeah.
It was a means to an end.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that and just kind of like, I don't know, the interest I had in the goings on of the flashback outside of the fight sequences was so low that I was just like, okay, I guess he lets them go. Yeah. Fine. I don't think it has any bearing on the like overall story. Unless it does, then I'll be like, oh, okay, that was something. But I don't know. We're jumping ahead, I'm sure, or like the next flashback is gonna be further along in Wolverine's life. So I don't know if him letting them go is necessarily going to have a bearing on the plot itself. So yeah, it did kind of feel like a bit of a throwaway thing. I don't know. I didn't. I wasn't invested enough.
Right. I didn't care.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
He gone.
He
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, oh, okay. Like, let's get back to the present day now.
The Predator.
Right. Yeah. There's only one left, and the hand is sticking out of the rubble at the end, so we know he's still alive.
So 2 more things I want to bring up, and then I'm going to let you guys talk because I've talked too much. First of all, I loved the part in the beginning where Wolverine talks about being like weak to water because he's weighted down.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, Justin's going to find this terrifying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because Justin has a well-documented fear of water, creatures in the water, or
Oh.
falling and descending into water, and
Deep water, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's just a good survival instinct
yeah,
right there. That's just your,
Right.
your
Yeah.
mammalian ancestors
yes.
Yeah.
reaching you through
But-
time.
Exactly.
But Wolverine
Until
talks
we
about
get gills and webbed feet. We don't
Yeah.
belong in the water.
You're just hoping to see Namor. That's all you.
That's
want.
right. I want him to rescue me. I want him to rescue me.
Sorry, Mike. No, but no. But Wolverine is weighted down already by his adamantium, and then he's got like all this rock falling on him, and then the Predator descends into. So we've obviously we've seen the Predator swim, especially the first movie, but I never put two and two together that like, oh, he can. He probably has something in his mask that allows him to breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
I never like grasped that. I guess I thought he was just hold his breath, but no. I mean, if maybe they can hold their breath for an insane amount of time,
it makes sense.
But I also think it might be something like because whenever they take their mask off, like the hose shoots out like air. Or so whatever they breathe. So maybe that's just it's like a respirator.
There's some kind of
I don't
seal,
know.
I'm sure. Like
Right.
whenever they put it on and off, there's always those great sound effects they add of like it feels like there's a release of some kind of pressure.
Pressurized, yeah.
And yeah, like with the little hoses and things coming off there. I've seen some concept art that was ultimately rejected for one of the comics, and it showed Yautja like scuba gear, and it was essentially it looked like the regular mask, but like some kind of attachment that was much more recognizable as like scuba gear.
Yeah.
But I think I like the idea of their mask itself already being ready to go, with whatever air
it
supply
makes sense. It makes
they would
sense.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
if he was hunting a killer whale.
What you just described reminded me of Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just put those like harmonicas in their mouth. And
right.
They're ready to go.
That's all you need.
Whoa, big goldfish!
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not up on my Wolverine knowledge, so I don't know if this has ever been addressed or not, but I really did also enjoy the little tidbit of water not really being his element, the added density of the adamantium. Although he didn't have adamantium at that point, did he?
He did in the beginning part. He does.
Yeah.
Which is,
that's when it's happening. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about the flashback. Getting them mixed up. But yeah, the added density, like of course, it makes sense. Like water would be that much harder to get through,
So Justin, who's read a lot of X-Men, has that ever come up before in anything you've read?
I think it has a couple of times, yeah. I think in the Chris Claremont stuff, there were a couple of times where that happened, where he got knocked out and then got pushed into some water, and someone was like, "Oh no, you gotta go in and rescue Logan, or he's gonna drown," or something like that.
Give him adamantium lugs, damn it!
I don't know if that would help.
This makes it worse. But it's funny that, or not funny, but it's awesome that the Predator is showing how he can exploit Wolverine's weaknesses.
Oh, Ray just popped in with a great comment saying, yes, it has. Also, because his healing factor doesn't help him if he's drowning. It's a genuine way to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. That's how the Predator wins.
When they did the death of Wolverine, they just they like poured metal over him and he hardened, and that was it. But enemy of the state.
Upon an enemy of the state.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Mm.
Who did it to him, Ray? Who got him? It's funny if this battle continues, Predator's just going to get on the phone and be like, "Hey, Magneto,
Yeah.
I need your help over here."
No, the Predator doesn't need anyone's help.
That's right.
He's got this.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
I do wonder though if we're gonna see a Yocha get his hands on some adamantium.
That's
I
what
think-
it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
kind of implied in the blurb, I guess, for
Yeah.
the next issue,
That's what-
or
yeah, I saw that.
the
That got
issue
me to
after
think of,
that, or something.
Ooh, I wonder if while he's in the chamber here, at the
Mhm.
cliffhanger ending of this
Yeah,
issue.
we got to talk about the ending. We haven't really
Oh,
touched
yeah,
on that.
that's right.
Yeah.
So first of all, the fact that he melts that guy's face off is amazing.
Right down to the skull. Yeah.
He's like, I didn't
Yeah.
even have to remove it first. I'm just like, but so I'm wondering, because I don't think it's been said. I haven't seen any interviews. I haven't read anything. Is this the 616? Is the Predator canon to the 616 now? Is that what we're saying?
Oh.
I want to believe, but I really doubt it. This feels like a
Yeah.
a
A
self-contained.
what if?
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah.
But it also would fit. There's nothing really contradictory about it.
It feels to me like a canon compliant fanfic.
Yes.
Where it's like it's written in just the right way where it could fit in perfectly.
Yes.
We would be none the wiser, but ultimately is not a part of actual 616 canon, which I mean I'm fine with, but I would eventually like to see, as long as Marvel keeps doing this, if they keep giving us more cool Predator versus Marvel stories, then that would be fine.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm also okay, so again, I'm not very well versed in X stuff. Where did adamantium come from? Like, I know vibranium comes from Wakanda. Where did the adamantium come from?
Some type of scientist who developed it, I think.
What if they developed it from Predator tech?
Ooh, from a crashed ship or something.
Or this guy walking and blowing into this fucking laboratory right now. He's like,
yeah, because we don't know yet if Logan has undergone the Weapon X procedure yet or not. He's just lying in that bed of stuff.
Doesn't it just come from the American government in the Marvel universe? I feel like they just made it.
Yeah, I think they had a scientist that developed some type of formula, and then they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do like the idea of the Predator, because I feel like it makes sense to me that they would not just seek out worthy prey to fight, but also ways to improve their own technology that they have been acquiring.
Yeah.
So I really love the idea of one of them stumbling upon adamantium, or seeing what it can do for Wolverine, and being like, "Ooh, I want some of that." Just imagine.
Right.
Or the idea of here's this life form that has a skull, but not just any skull. This skull is adamantium. You know, imagine having that.
Yes.
No one else has that. You know,
Yes.
he would immediately become elder. He would just be like,
Yeah.
right. Can you imagine that on your Tinder profile? I have an adamantium skull.
Ultimate bragging rights. Forever.
Swipe right.
But yeah, I love that idea of I don't know, seeking out novelty for the sake of testing your own strength, and also just I don't know, exciting and fun new things in life.
Well, I'm going to give you guys the floor now to talk about whatever you want to talk about, because I feel like I've been talking too much.
Oh, you're fine. That's all
I
right.
don't know. I feel like I've been talking just as much. So, Justin, it's you.
Well, I love again. I want to go back to that page where we see Maverick shoot that Yocha because I think that
Yeah.
that page is just brilliant. And when that happened, I was like, oh, I want to see more of this Yocha with the shattered mask because how cool would it be to see him come back again
Uh-huh.
with that broken mask? Like he just refused to get rid of it. He's like, no, I'm going to keep wearing this shattered thing until I get Maverick. Damn it. I was kind of bummed to see him die, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, I wanted to see more of a broken mask, dude.
Oh yeah. I feel like the story has kind of been advertised as like Wolverine versus this one specific predator. So I'm not surprised that they all died except the one.
Yeah,
But
me too,
yeah, it would be cool to see more.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And they
love.
all just looked so cool in this.
Oh
issue.
yeah.
Yeah, they all look so cool.
I love the touch of the vocal mimicry, like vibrations on the side of the page there.
Yeah,
Where they forced that poor predator to stab himself. There's like the little
yeah, the little waves. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a nice touch. I love
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, the ending was a little weird. I'll be honest with you. The first time I read that, I was like, I don't really, because where's the honor in going after your prey when he's in a coma and all lashed up to this machinery and stuff? But then I thought, well, he's probably not going to try to kill Logan when he's out cold like this.
Yeah.
He's probably, if anything, he's going to analyze him, notice the fact that he's been augmented in some form or fashion, and then seek out some way to augment himself so that he's a match for Logan now. And then
that's a great call. It's a great call.
So
Absolutely.
I had like the idea. I was like, what if he's gonna make him stronger? So he's like, make him stronger so I could hunt something even more worthy.
yeah, and isn't that like we're talking about, the Yucha have incorporated tech from other civilizations, from other species into their weaponry, haven't they? That's a couple of times.
Yeah, I feel like there's always I mean from what we can gather, if we go off of, like, this isn't official or anything, but that really fun story that oh gosh, Alpha Predator toy company, I'm drawing a blank right now.
NECA.
Yeah, that really fun story that NECA made for the Alpha Predator kind of implies that, like, once they overthrew their oppressors, it was kind of like, okay, now we take their stuff. But I don't know how like, to the extent how far that goes. I feel like that technology surely they've been developing it since then. And I feel like, I don't know, again, just kind of going back to adamantium, that being a thing that they would be really excited about. It makes a lot of sense to me. I just yeah, seeing the ending with him again, I don't think I agree, I guess, in that I don't think he would just take out Wolverine while he's in a coma or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that more of a like, hey buddy, wake up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember me?
get up.
Meet me after class.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna take your stuff while you're sleeping.
Yeah. I love that idea of one thing I've seen a lot in the books and stuff is they do a lot of reconnaissance. There's a lot of like, let's scope the place out.
Yeah.
Let's see what's good. Sometimes they don't even attack anything, but like some of them are sent specifically to just gather information.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that one getting in there, taking a look around. Alternatively, he could very well just kind of like violently wake Logan up, and then Logan's just like right at like comes to, and they just start going, you know, like
Yeah.
who's to say? Who's to say?
In that one short story in Eyes of the Demon, I think it was the one with Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh, yeah.
That predator was doing reconnaissance, and that's how the
Yes.
predators learned about the internet.
Right. That's right.
I love that.
That was what I remembered. But yeah, it would make sense, of course, if you're a hunter, you're gonna do your
Yeah.
due
you'd have to do
diligence
some
to
research. Absolutely.
Hey, I can't just go down there and put my muzzleloader in there.
Yeah, no, you
Blow
gotta,
its fucking head off.
you gotta scope it out. See what's good.
Absolutely.
A fucking alien.
Fucking alien.
Well, Justin, you got anything else to say before we move on?
I think that's about it. But before we move on, we should listen to race feedback.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because race needs
Agreed.
some feedback. So
You don't know what you're dealing with when you've got Ray.
I've got that queued up now. And
Hello,
Classic
HOTU
system.
Clan, and hello, everybody. This is P. Ray.
You guys hear that? Okay.
Apologies for not being able to be present on the show. This episode, I am currently on board a Yautja ship. I found myself in it after I fell through a manhole.
As you do. That's Australia for you.
It
So I
happens,
see trophy walls here. It's a bit smoky. There's a lot of probing happening, as is the usual modus operandi when you get on an alien ship. But I'm here also to give my thoughts on Predator versus Wolverine issue 2. And I'm not sure what the likes of Sparky and Justin and Rasucha have to say about it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, similar to issue 1, I think there was some bumpiness with the artwork, which unfortunately struck a few points off the final rating. A lot of the artwork was good as well, but there was an inconsistency. So I think there's been a lot of problems, maybe meeting deadlines, ringing in people to fill in some of the pages. Story-wise, it was a cracker. It was fantastic.
That doesn't mean the same thing
from last
here.
episode. There's 2 mercs from the Weapon X program. They were there just to die, and they certainly did. Jackson, she lost her head.
Oh, yeah.
And the bat person, well, they were still strung up or netted in that predator net. Violence was, I think, at the forefront of this issue. I loved seeing Jackson's neck, muscles, and bones.
Oh, yeah.
As well as a couple of exploding heads. Let's not beat around the bush. A lot of heads, like just in general.
There were a few headshots.
Disappearing.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I don't want to take up too much airtime. I just wanted to let you know, HOTU Clan, that I'm safe here. The Predators are dancing in sync. I don't know why.
Nice. Choreographed.
So I hope to get
The
off-
Lakers.
Hope to get off this ship soon. But yeah, really, really good issue. I really enjoyed it. And again, leaves us with a cliffhanger, a fantastic cliffhanger with Weapon X,
Yeah.
a very iconic looking Weapon X / Wolverine, and the Predator looming over it. So this is really like a big statement from Percy that he really has cross hairs now, I guess, with Marvel canon. So with Wolverine during his Weapon X program, going through the process, there was a Predator, present, just like looming over him. That's a big statement. I wonder what everyone else thinks about that. I'm not too sure about that, but it makes for an exciting cliffhanger for issue 2. Yep. Other than that, yeah, I can't wait to hear what the rest of the HOTU Clan think. I better make myself scarce now. Over and out.
Get out of my head, Ray.
And hello, everybody. This is P.
Oh.
Ray.
He's back.
It loops.
There we go. We're good now.
So he just made me think I have to say this joke, and if you boot me out afterwards, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. He was too real.
Boo.
Boo!
Get up. Tomato.
So Are we ready to give our ratings for this one?
Yes.
It's out of 5, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
five skulls.
Mm.
So I'll go first. I usually seem to go last. I'll go first this time.
Yeah, go for it. Rob.
I am giving this one a solid 4 out of 5. I didn't see the art discrepancies that Ray did. I was pretty happy with the art, especially over last time. But the retread of the first movie and kind of the weird subplot with the people they were sent to kill, maybe that'll come back into play, but it didn't seem like it will. I think it's a 4 out of 5 for me. Justin?
I would give this one a 4 out of 5 as well. I wanted to see a little bit more of the opening story with Wolverine really in peril, rather than some of the backstory that we saw in the middle plot.
Yeah, they're going to keep dangling that carrot throughout the whole series.
Oh, I know.
Sparky?
I don't want to be overly harsh. I did enjoy it. I feel like maybe 3.5 out of 5. Like I did enjoy it. There were parts that were really great. But yeah, sometimes I feel like when it comes to anything really, but comics especially, like real estate is so scarce, so to speak.
That's
And
true.
so whenever there are panels and things used for the subplot of the flashback with the people and all that, a little unnecessary. I feel like that could have been Predators, like could have used more panels for the Predators. So I guess 3.5 out of 5.
Nice. It was very close to that for me, but it's just something about those awesome action scenes put it over the top for me. But
totally
fair. One panel of Maverick shooting that panel was what sealed it for me. I just love
who would have thought Maverick would have been like the MVP of this?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, I love
that. I'm so glad they didn't throw Wade in here yet. But
they're saving him. They're saving him for.
Oh well, you're writing that story.
That's
you're
right.
just not telling us. You're under an NDA right now.
That's right.
So, well, we're kind of wrapping up here. We've all done our ratings, but we need to hear about a little place called Comics to Astonish. So, you have the floor, Sparky. Tell us about your place of business.
All right. Yes, Comics to Astonish in Columbia, Maryland. We have lots of comics and collectibles. A website you can go to, comicstoastonish.com. If you're looking for anything in particular, we ship all over the place, and we do our best to try to fulfill special orders, even if it's not on the website. If you're looking for something in particular, especially that harder to find stuff from like the late 80s, 90s era, you can always send us an email, and we have a huge warehouse that we can look through to try to find what you're looking for.
I am a customer, although I haven't placed my first order yet. But it is the verbal agreement.
That's right.
I felt like a turd because I was like, Sparky, could you hold any comic book featuring Hobgoblin for
That's
me?
That's right. Yeah. And then I told you, I was like, we have people who request things that's like, okay, I want every cover from this series, and this series, but not this one. For this one, I only want cover A and cover B. And then I want a cover whenever this character shows up. And it's like, we do all that. Yes, whatever you want, we will get it for you.
I have never had an LCS that went that above and beyond. For their
glad that we can be the ones to do so.
Because I need as much of this face.
Oh, that's great. For those who can't see, he just pulled out the
He's got
most
a
incredible
full hobgoblin mask.
hobgoblin mask that's just
Yeah.
like so perfect.
I love it. Did
wait.
you go trick or treating with that?
I should have. Well, come March, this will be my face. Wink, wink. For a few days.
A new show.
No, not a new show. I mean, legitimately, this will be my face for 3 days in March. Because I'll be wearing that with a full costume.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's
a full
exciting.
costume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool. Looking forward to seeing that.
I hope it all comes together.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to throw. Do we have the social media thing to throw up there?
Oh yes. Let me go back here.
Justin, you're a trooper. I just want you to know.
We got them all right there.
Look at it.
Yep.
We can't read Predator. Damn it! No.
Well, what's that? Email, Twitter,
Um,
Facebook, Instagram. Search for Predator and Prey podcast anywhere you can find podcasts, and we have a Discord server.
That's right.
Indeed. Which we need more people in that.
Yeah. I'll get with Ray and see what we can do about drumming up some more visibility for that.
Right, and I think the don't the invites expire after 7 days?
It depends on the settings that you
okay.
Create the invite with, but yeah, it varies.
Cool. Well,
gentlemen.
Until next time.
Remember.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
A fucking alien.